My name's Tom Thompson. I'm part of the Angels of the North Cave Diggers group. We're members of Craven Potholing Club. And at the moment we're on a project which is extending the show cave here at Stump Cross Caverns. It's a new section of passage. It's not new to us, but it'll be new to visitors. And as we've dug through the sediments and brought them out, we found a lower jaw bone, right hand side of a Wolverine. And Wolverine remains have been found here before, so we know that that is in the region of 80 to 90,000 years old. It's in very good condition. It's got most of its teeth, which is more than I can say for myself. And so, yeah, it's a fantastic find. Yeah, so it's going to be on display here soon. It's a really difficult job, sort of clearing this passage, mainly because for pretty much a century, as the show cave has been extended, material from making the passageways big enough for visitors to walk down has been dumped into the area that we're emptying out. So we reckon so far to have shifted over 80 tonnes. Some of it we put back to where it came from underground, and about half of that has been brought out to the surface via a winch and a shaft. So that process becomes ever more difficult when we're not moving rock, but when we're moving wet mud, which is really, really hard work. Everything done underground is done by hand, but the actual lift to the surface is by a powered winch. Everything we use underground is powered by 110 volts, so it's safe to handle. So yeah, so it's a tough job, but and it's done by traditional methods. But yeah, if you know what you're doing, we can get it right. We sort of expected that we might find something like this because the original Wolverine remains were found embedded in flowstone, and we know that the flowstone was broken through to make the path high enough for visitors, and it was broken through for a considerable distance before anyone recognised the remains. So we kind of half expected that some of it would have ended up into the spoil heap. So we're right about that, and hopefully we'll find some more if we keep looking.
I'm Alan Waite, and I've been a member of Craven Potholing Club for an awful lot of years now. What we're planning to do is change the way we get the spoil out of the system. We're hoping to dig down from the surface straight into this chamber and then haul our debris straight out. So to that effect, we're radiolocating this point here on the surface to make sure that we can get straight down into here vertically. That's the reason that we're surveying the cave as well. We're surveying the absolute outline of this. It's all linked through to the surface through a normal cave survey, so we can close the loop and be exactly certain where we are, because we don't want to come down straight on top of this loose debris. We want to come to one side so we've got one safe and solid wall that we dig down.
I'm Rowan Worsman, and I'm part of the Craven Potholing group, and I joined probably about 16 years ago, and I've been coming up here digging for about 14 years. We come every week, then we joined the project here last year, just over a year ago, and we've been digging to try and extend the show cave really, and we do know that there was a lot of archaeology to find in here, so we have been quite careful looking at what we've been digging out. And I was on the surface working at the time, unloading the buckets as they came up from down here, and I just emptied the bucket. I was going through the mud and the muck, and I just found part of this tooth bit poking out, picked it up thinking, is it calcite, is it quartz, then realised it probably was part of a tooth. And then we very quickly realised, taking the mud off, it was part of a jaw and there was some more teeth attached to it. So it was very surprising to find it, even though we were looking and expecting to find something, or should we say hoping to find something. It was nice for us to find something like this, especially a Wolverine, which is quite rare. Obviously they're not around these days. So yeah, I was very, very excited about it, and so was everybody else. At least we found something, and it just spurs you on when you find something like this. It spurs everybody on just to look a bit closer, look a bit better, and just try and find whatever we can really down here. What they were doing was just picking through all this, putting it into the buckets, and then it was coming upstairs into the daylight. We were undoing the buckets so we could see easier what was actually in all this mud. So this is where it would be down here. This is it's been kept very safe. It's actually in a lunchbox wrapped in silver foil at the moment. They are going to get a proper glass cabinet for it, and they're going to put the flints along with it because they're both recent finds from up here. So here it rests in a lunchbox in the meantime. Found a flint, an arrowhead, a Creswellian flint in the field opposite. That was about 3-4 years ago now. And that's all from about the same era. It's in the same mud bank that this was found in. So there's quite a lot of research done on it, and it's a very thin band where you find the Wolverine and maybe reindeer, but also the Creswellian flint. So it all sort of interlinks that all this mud in the caves around here do hold quite a bit of history. We're obviously looking out of everything that we're digging up here with the hope of finding a lot more of these bones or teeth, skeletons, whatever we can find. We'll build up a bigger picture of what was actually around here at the time and what else we might have down in the caves that we can look for. We have found some, but there's obviously, hopefully, a lot more in here that we're going to be digging out.